Oh yeah, you already know. We show up looking vascular and spectacular, okay? So, what's going on, gentlemen, and maybe the 4 ladies who also could be watching this right now. One day, hopefully we turn that 4 ladies watching into 400 wonderful TradCon wives. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking and answering some of your most asked questions. See, Alpha Male Advice is the place where you can come get advice from your premier alpha male. And so, Alpha Male Advice, what you can expect is a little bit of Jim Bro, perhaps. What you'd want to hear from your therapist and what you'd expect to hear from your professor. We do it professional, but we do it in a fun, direct, no fuck around manner and no nonsense kind of way. Although sometimes there's nonsense, so guess we can't say there's no nonsense. Anyways, the point is this. When you need answers, this is the place you come. The world out there isn't giving you what you need. They're not telling you what they need to tell you. And eventually we'll move into other things. We'll talk about how to make money as well as keep your money. We've already done a little bit of that. But today on Alpha Male Advice, GGX. That's a G like the 7th letter, baby. X, like one of the letters that aren't 7th. Advice, AMA. We're going to be talking about some interesting issues from some perhaps interesting people. I don't know if they're interesting or not. They only have a couple posts on Reddit and other places. But we're going to help them out anyways because, hey, when you need help, you need help. So, what's first in Alpha Male Advice? We have 2 very distinct questions. One is, a chick's insecure about her man's female friend, and the other one wants to know, well, we'll talk about that one after we talk about the first one. So let's go check this one out. So this one comes from Red Rose 49. Alright, I like the name. It's sweet, it's feminine. A rose can have thorns, but I'm assuming this one does not. Let's keep it that way. She goes, feeling insecure about partners, female friends, who I've never met. Okay, so you hadn't met them, but you're worried about them. Understandable so far. My partner and I are serious about each other. We have spoke about marriage, and he wants to go get engagement ring shopping with me to find the style I like. I love him and want to marry him. So, I'll stop you right there for just a moment. Good for you, bad for him. As a female, it's incredibly advantageous for you to go getting the ring and securing your spot in his life. And down the road, doing who knows what with that advantageous position. Howsoever for him, it's not as much. In fact, in general, for a couple as a whole, right? Not just for men, because I tell men, never get married. What the fuck are you doing? But for you yourself, and for him, and for other couples, it's never advantageous as far as the relationship goes to have the government at all involved, okay? Think about your paycheck. Do you want the government involved in your paycheck? Then why would you want them involved in something that is infinitely more important than your paycheck? Your life, your family, your well-being, your future. Never put the government in that shit. That's how something great becomes shit. But back to the post. There's only one problem that's making me feel so down. He has 2 female friends who he wants to invite to our wedding. Okay. Firstly, I don't think anything is going on with these women. However, I feel uncomfortable as my partner has told me a little about these women and I've never met them. They are both working at the same place as him. The first one, he said he's been friends with for years. I've seen her call him multiple times in a week when he's out of the room. The phone lit up and I saw her name. He said that she often calls him for advice at work or for advice or support with other issues with her boyfriend. He said they have a lot in common, which is why they're friends. Apart from this, I really know very little about her. The second one he recently called pretty, which comparing her to the other one. He said they contacted each other less. I really know very little about this woman aside from her age and some pictures of her. She is attractive though. I know he's been out with her for meals before he knew me, but this is about all I know about the female friend who my partner will invite to our wedding. To be honest, he doesn't speak often about his male friends or others in general. But when I try to open a dialogue about these women and ask questions about their personality or relationship, my partner gets quite impatient and wants me to stop asking, so I drop the topic. Good on you. I'm only asking so I can feel more comfortable and know about the women who are friends with him and who could come to our wedding because he knows them and sees them at work, and he says he doesn't go out with them after work which is one thing. And he has assured me that he only sees them as friends, and that's he's told them about me. But I am really hurt deep down. I have one male friend who I meet every few weeks and was very open and asked my partner if he'd like to meet with him to make him feel more comfortable. Asked him if I could meet the female friends who he'd known for the longest, and at first he said yes, but then he said it may be a little odd to hang out together as they don't hang out after work. I suppose if I pushed him, he would arrange a meet. My main issue is that I know very little about these female friends. When I ask him, he doesn't want to share more, and he treats me like I'm being ridiculous, and if this is a non-issue. However, it's silently killing me inside. I just don't know what to do. I don't think he's acting inappropriate, but I have no idea about the dynamic of these women, their personality, or anything. I've never heard them speak to him. Am I being ridiculous, or should I try speaking to him again? Okay, this is an interesting situation, right? So he doesn't want to make it awkward for you to meet these girls that he works with, that he finds at least one of them attractive. But at the same time, he wants to invite them to one of the most important events in his life. That doesn't add up to me, at least, right? Howsoever, you meeting them isn't also necessary. Now, if you request to meet them and they're going to be at the wedding that you guys are having together, I would say that it makes sense that he obliges your request to let you meet any guests that you might have an interest in. But here's the root of the issue here, is that you have some jealous feelings towards these girls that you've never met. And you must understand that every man on the planet who has even half an ounce of testosterone is always going to recognize the beauty of other females. And he's going to want to enjoy that beauty too. So you could be signing yourself up for disappointment in the future if you're not able to somewhat look the other way when he does see other girls and inevitably does something with some of them, one of them, or who knows what, right? So you need to mentally prepare, because humans aren't actually monogamous creatures. Well, females are, but males aren't. That's just sexual biology. Like, fucking calm down. Don't get mad at the messenger, right? See, the way males and females work, right, is that females are highly monogamous. It's actually to their advantage to be so, because a female who isn't monogamous can't secure security. She'll be used by the masses, but secured by none. See, a man doesn't value a slut. He just doesn't. You know, think about that paper towel that you used yesterday or fucking today. How many of them did you use? Men see sluts like that. And I think once you let that set into your mind, that'll make a lot of sense, right? We'll use a paper towel, but who the fuck's keeping a paper towel? We'll keep a nice towel, right? Not a paper one. Keep a nice cloth to use in our bodies. But nobody's out here fucking keeping paper towels. What's wrong with you? So eventually, when he is more openly, or you discover that he is talking to one of these girls in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, just know that's the paper towel thing. If he's willing to marry you, then obviously you're the one he wants to be with for the foreseeable future of his life. And the only way you can fuck that up is by complicating things that aren't needing to be complicated. There's a great video, I don't know if I'll link it, but it talks about how women in Japan don't view their boyfriends or husbands even seeing night workers as cheating. In fact, they're like totally cool with it. If he's paying a girl for some fun, they feel like, hey, they understand the nature of men, right? I can repopulate the world by myself. You can repopulate a school, okay? Not even a classroom, literally. So let that sink in as to why we're different with that. And don't mistake a man's lust with feelings for someone else, right? Like, if you talk to a guy and you even consider the possibility of one day down the road sleeping with him, you like him. We buy blow-up dolls. So to answer your question, if you do want to meet the girls that he's working with, then yeah, meet them. Request straight up, directly. Tell him, hey, this will make me feel comfortable. But don't do it because you're jealous. Do it because you're curious. Curious is okay. And if he's banging one of them, then that's what is happening. But don't meet them because you're jealous or because you're trying to snoop. Those are the wrong reasons to do it. You're setting yourself up for disappointment and to be single forever. Just don't. So, in summary, you do have a leg to stand on, as I say, ground to stand on. As the meeting, whoever comes to the wedding, that is definitely a together thing, right? Weddings are not good in general in the West, but if that's the route that you want to take, then there's certain failures that you might be setting yourself up for, is what it is. As far as meeting the friends, ask to meet them out of curiosity, but not out of snooping, and know that one day he's gonna bang some other chick. That's life. All right. Red Rose 49, you have been answered. Take with this information and enrich your life and his too. Be a good wife if he so chooses to make you one. Be a good wife, whether it's through the government or not. Be the woman he needs. And I'm sure he'll be the man you need. He already is. That's why you're talking about marriage, right? On to the next. Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Are you broke? Are you not broke? Are you broker than a joke? Are you doing good? Are you not doing good in life? Well, this YouTube channel's for you. God Connecticut, the host, owner, and badass mofo of GGX straight up. Looking good in the neighborhood as always. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'd like to give a shout out to myself for today's sponsor. Now, I want to ask everybody watching this real quick, very, very brief question. How much did you pay to watch this video? Oh, really? You don't say. Oh? That's absolutely amazing. Well, since you got in on this video at that low price, how about you do what you can to show a little love and support? Hit the subscribe button right now. Just smack it in the face like somebody told you your girlfriend's fat. Only if she isn't fat. If she is fat, just like nod and agree and then get her on some, weight loss pills and a treadmill. Get her a gym membership. Can't be walking around no fat hoes. Okay? No fat sloops. Anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, show some love. Now back to the video. Alright, so this next one, alpha male advice is gonna answer as well. And by the way, God Connecticut, you're amazing. Alpha male for your needs. At least a couple times a week, every once in a while. So often, whenever you can catch me. This comes from Red Pill Women. Same as the last one, by the way. No name 306. You don't even have a name. We're off to a shaky start, but I'm gonna hear you out. So this title is How to Let a Man Lead in a Relationship. Well, it shouldn't be that damn difficult, but we're gonna find out what kind of difficulties you're experiencing. So let's talk. Hi everyone. I just want to know if anyone can help me with the ways to encourage / let a man lead in a relationship. For context, I grew up in a family where my mom had the tendency to overpower my dad in the household. She decides and does everything and my dad just follows. I know, for some reasons, it worked out for them. That being said, I found it to be unnatural. And I knew my dad did not like it most of the time, but he just tolerated it. I realized the relationship dynamic between my parents really affects how I am as a person when it comes to dating. I tend to be over-independent and dominate the man I have been with, even though I didn't always do this purposely. This ended up being detrimental to our relationship. At the end of the day, as a woman, I want to be cared for and taken care of. I want to learn how to be softer and submissive in a relationship. And this is hard for me because growing up, I never get to see this from my mom. So I don't know how to act that way. Okay, listen here, no name. My parents were shitty parents. Probably wouldn't want a name either. Well, who knows? Maybe so. But you don't have a name. So let's talk about this. I understand where you're coming from with this. You didn't have any good examples. As with most of the West, right? The West went from very beautiful gender roles, men in fancy attire, women in fancy attire, don't get too fat, be fit, take care of your family. All that good stuff, right? Into this chaos where they're like, hey, be whatever gender you want, do whatever you want. Hey, nobody cares. You do you. You do you is just horrible because millions of children end up growing up like you did and now are in, your situation. And the reason they're in that situation is because they're told to just do them. When you get told to do you, it's not actually advantageous. It's not helping you. It's just telling you to figure shit out. Can you imagine taking your car to the mechanic and the mechanic goes, oh yeah, there's some shit that's definitely going on, but you do you? No, that's absolutely insane. In fact, even if you were another mechanic and you went to a mechanic and you were like, hey, I'm trying to figure this shit out. You've been doing this for years. Can you help me? And the mechanic's like, you do you. That's essentially what the idea of letting everyone be themselves is like, right? Because everyone, when you tell them to just be themselves, has to rediscover things that have been discovered for millions of years. I would be upset to no end if something that was known for millions of years just wasn't given to me. Are you fucking serious? But that's what they're doing in the West, all around the globe. It's just telling everybody to figure it out for themselves, and guess what? When people tell 1 million people to figure out for themselves, they figure it out 100,000 different ways and nobody can agree. So to your situation, it's not unique. But your question here is, because there's not a whole lot of questions like that, let's get this answer so that I can help you and this answer can help them. So your mother was the man and your dad was a lady. Delicious. You already know that the problem is that you haven't had really good examples, and that's why you're here. So I don't need to harp on that, right? What to do going forward is the answer to the question. Well, I suggest looking at some feminine YouTubers who specialize in teaching femininity, right? Find one that's not over religious or into God or any of that kind of shit, right? And yeah, I said shit when referring to religion. Fucking deal with it. But find a woman who you can look up to as far as her femininity goes. She puts on heels, she wears dresses, she's cooking for her husband, taking care of the kids, right? You want to reprogram yourself because you've been programmed your entire life with the wrong message. Your dad didn't fix that. Your mom just continued to perpetrate a non-working dynamic. Just because it works in one instance doesn't mean that's gonna work. If that was every relationship, the world would collapse. So what do you need to do? Well, you know what you do that's more masculine than feminine. Number one, and this is very simple but important, every morning wake up, go over to your mirror, and speak to yourself out loud where you can hear it in a more feminine and softer voice. Almost anime-like, but you don't gotta go that far, unless that's your thing. Just talk to yourself for a couple minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes every morning, just so that you can start to develop a more high-pitched voice. In Japan, women who work in service, and in general, where they meet customers, are instructed to use a higher-pitched voice, and that just starts to become their natural voice. They have feminine voices anyways, but even more feminine. Can you imagine a place full of the most feminine women on the planet instructing the women to be even more feminine? Welcome to Japan. So there's a lot you can learn by how they do things over there, okay? But wake up in the morning, talk to yourself in a more feminine, more high-pitched voice. That'll help get you prepared for the day, right? I would say let your man take the lead, but you need to simply not even try to take the lead. Either he takes the lead or it doesn't get done. And if he doesn't take the lead, look at him like he's retarded. Be like, hey, I was waiting for you to decide. The more times you tell him that you were waiting for him to do something, the more he'll be like, oh shit, I'm supposed to do this thing. The number one thing you can do though, aside from the trick, or I guess that would make it number 2, right? Of talking to yourself in the morning with a higher pitched voice, which does a lot for your brain, right? Is to find a man who's actually masculine. If you're gonna find a man, okay, so this gets very interesting very quick, right? The more masculine and amazing we are, the harder we are to procure for long-term sessions in your life, right? Which means you, the not feminine chick, you're gonna have to step your quality way the fuck up. Cause can you imagine some chick wearing jeans, not being feminine, asking me if I want to get a drink with her? What do you think I'd say? Exactly. Even if she was hot, just, fuck out of here. So you're gonna have to work in your core first. And then next, your mission is going to be to attract a masculine man. A masculine man is going to come over with so much energy that it doesn't matter how butch of a chick you thought you were. He's just going to overpower you. If you've ever seen Red Sonja and Conan, where they fight, and he like overpowers her and then, taps the booty. Because Red Sonja is about as masculine as a female can get without being butch and horrendous looking, right? But she submits to Conan because he comes along with so much masculine energy she can never even get in the ballpark, even with all her masculineness as a female. So when you get a masculine man and he comes along, it doesn't matter how butchy you thought you were. He's just gonna put you in your little teacup and you're gonna sit there like a cute little teacup size puppy, and you're gonna be like, wow, this is something. He's not gonna tolerate you talking back to him, telling him what to do. The only thing a masculine man is gonna accept from you is suggestions. When you actually date a masculine man, you never truly make requests. You're just dropping things into a suggestion box. And because out of his kindness and good grace, he opens up that suggestion box every single day. He looks at all the suggestions you might have put in there, or none, if things are going smoothly, and he either implements it or not for your benefit. But you can't make a masculine man do shit. You can't even make him die. He'll strangle you with his last breath and rise from the ashes. A masculine man is something that is actually mythological, but does exist all at the same time. And for that reason, you're gonna have a hard time finding one and keeping one. But that's what you need to do. And let me break that down for you just a little bit better, because I know taking it all in, especially as a female, all at once can be overwhelming. 1, wake up and talk to yourself with a higher pitched voice every single day. Whatever you decide to say is up to you, but just do it. 1 to 2 minutes. I'd say 2 because I'm a G. But if you want to start off with 1, that's fine. And do this at least for 3 or 4 months or until you noticeably become more feminine. 2, find a YouTuber or someone on social media who's preferably more tradcon. And if you don't know what that is, look it up and they'll take you to a whole new world. Kind of follow what they're doing. Someone who's not religiously tradcon though, that'll fuck you all up in its own way. So non-religious, possibly atheist, tradcon wife or woman. While you're doing this, you're also going to want to look at other things, right? And this is something that I didn't touch on before, so just add this to the queue. You're going to want to learn how to do your nails. Yes, not just get them done, but do them. Doing your nails is the action of doing something feminine. Not just paying someone to pamper you, but you're learning to do something feminine, right? Like if I learn how to fix my ride, I'm doing some masculine shit, right? I'm not just paying a mechanic to go, install a bumper or a exhaust or whatever. I'm learning, I'm getting the grease on my hands. I'm learning how to do it. I have this new skill set. The apocalypse ever pops off, I can do this thing. And if the apocalypse ever pops off, you will have the prettiest nails in the village or the containment area or the survivor's camp. Wherever you end up, you're going to have the nicest nails. Okay? So that, as well as start to dress more feminine. I would literally say, throw out 50% of any pants you have that aren't stretchy and buy skirts and dresses. Look, when I wake up every day and I put on the shirt, I would call it the shirt of the gods, but I'm the god wearing the shirt. The shirt just accentuates the amazingness that's already there, right? But in your case, when you wear something that makes you feel feminine, for instance, that's going to help set you forward for the entire day, right? If you wake up and you put on work boots and fucking, I don't know, whatever thick material some jeans are made out of, some construction jeans and shit, you're not going to feel very feminine, right? You're going to feel more in that masculine frame. Same goes for putting on a skirt or a dress. So make sure that you recalibrate your wardrobe to be extremely feminine and also learn to do your makeup, your hair, and your nails yourself. Oh, does this sound like a tall order? Is this a lot of shit that you aren't already doing and don't know how to do? Welcome to the world of femininity, okay? This is how you get a real man in your life and not somebody, you say you've been walking over guys, like your masculine energy headbutts with it. There's no female's masculine energy that can actually headbutt with me. Are you out of your fucking mind? A chick can be masculine around me, but it's not going to compare. It's not going to, we're not butting heads. She already fucking knows. And you're going to have to find a man like that. So to get a man like that, these are the steps you're going to have to take. So No Name 306, I hope we were able to help you out of your fits. Everybody, Alpha Male Vice, dropping the real knowledge, the real shit, pulling no punches. Here we help people like yourself, and we help people. So share this video, get it out there so that we're not just keeping all the information to ourselves, that we're actually helping the world. And if you think the West doesn't need help, then you obviously don't live anywhere near that hemisphere. But if you know the West needs help, then yeah, you know what to do. And if you don't know the West need help, then fucking still share the video because it does. I'll see you guys in the next video. God Connecticut out and back at the same time. I teleport, baby. As long as you're watching, I'll be there. Peace.
But the people are retarded.